Welcome into the Wednesday edition of Supernatural News and Parashare. I'm Tim Dennis. Right over there on the other side of the board and a few states away is my co-host and all-around great guy. He's the BCB, the Big Cuddly Bear, Beer City Bruiser. How you doing, Bruiser?
I'm doing great, Cruiser. How are you doing? You're pretty busy this week, aren't you?
Boy, am I ever. I'm scrambling around getting ready for Michigan Paracon, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing all the people out there at Michigan Paracon, saying hi to a few people, shaking babies, kissing hands, whatever I got to do in order to say hey to people. I know you shouldn't joke about shaking baby syndrome. I mean, they can't help it if they shake up and down easily. I mean, you know, they're light. They're easy to shake.
We used to, when my kids were born, we used to play What Did Baby Eat Today? Where we'd feed them just like random food. So you'd choose a color.
Yeah.
So let's say purple.
Okay.
And you just feed them purple food. So prunes and grapes, it's a baby food.
Yeah.
And then when mom would get home or grandma or whatever, we'd go, what did baby eat today? And when you change your diaper, you just look. Ew. It was pretty scary when you fed them watermelon.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. It's
It's like, is that poo or is that? Yeah.
Ooh, that's got to be fibrous. That's
Well, to this day, and she's going to shoot me for saying this on air, my youngest daughter.
Yeah.
When she eats watermelon, 10 minutes later, every time, she's in the bed. Every time.
See, you set her up for life, did you?
I did. Huh. I did. Huh. And guess what her favorite fruit is?
Watermelon?
Watermelon.
See? You set up the craving.
I did.
Good for you, Papa Bruiser. Look at you. Well, now you know, kids, if you have a craving and you can't figure out why, you know why it happened. Because mom and dad were screwing around when they were young. Didn't know better, and they just said, let's see what we can feed baby.
Yeah, my oldest goes, wait, I was just an experiment? I'm like, well, you're just the means to entertainment. Yeah,
exactly. We were poor.
You're alive, aren't you?
Yeah, we didn't have much money. We figured, the kid's entertainment enough.
I was young, it's like, hey, I'd entertain everybody.
We couldn't reload the chamber, your mom was recovering. So, we just decided, hey, we're going to have some fun.
And like I said, she's alive. She's very well adjusted. She got a great career. So, hey, I must have done something right.
You turned out fine.
Exactly. I said, just wait till you have children. And they're my grandbabies because I'm going to do the same thing.
Now it's just sheer boredom that you do it out of.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with finances or,
This is because I'm the grandpa and I can give them back.
That's right. I love I'm now a great uncle. Did you know that?
Yeah, you told me.
Good God.
Congratulations.
A great uncle. Yeah. I mean,
you've always been a great uncle.
I thought it was.
We were talking about that yesterday.
Well, yeah, I thought it was okay, but I didn't know it was great. But yeah, I'm getting old. My sister, who had a birthday, it'll be yesterday as you hear this. Today, as we're taping it, is a grandmother. I've lived for this day, Bruiser, where I can dance around her and say, how's it going, Granny? How you doing, Granny? But she's 2 years younger than I am. Yeah. So kind of feeling my age.
I always tell my brother and sister, the older we get, it's still going to be playful. I'm still going to make fun of you. I'm still going to poke. I'm still going to pick on you. But, and I don't know, this is probably true with your siblings. Mm-hmm. You can pick on them, but if somebody else comes into the fold and starts picking on them, then Big Brother comes out.
Yep,
right?
They're getting it. Yeah, that's for
exactly.
Sure. Yeah,
exactly.
So I got to just say it's late in arriving, but I love you, Colleen. Happy birthday! And this is actually a milestone birthday for you. I won't say what birthday it is, but it's not polite, but it's a milestone birthday. So very happy birthday to you, Colleen. I love you very much, and I hope you're having the best day ever. So, because that little boy is here now, but unfortunately he's a preemie, so he's in the hospital. So
he'll be fine though. From what you told me, he's going to turn out to be a genius.
He's a tough one.
I'm telling you right now, he's going to be a tough genius.
Yeah. He's a very tough one. He's got tough genes, so that's the deal. And I'm not talking tough skins like you got at Sears when you're a kid, but I'm talking about just a tough kid in general. We got a busy show today. Lots of stuff to look forward to. By the way, we've discovered the best UFO photograph ever taken. Evidently, they were very photogenic that day.
Oh, okay.
So we'll talk about that. We may talk about a couple of ghost stories. We've got 12 of the scariest ghost stories ever, and we may break them up over a couple of shows here because we got a lot on the plate. Mystery gnomes are showing up crazy like in different people's gardens or just popping up all over the place. Oh, sure, really? Not scary for you, but some people have a gnome phobia.
My sister's obsessed with gnomes. Every year for her birthday, she wants garden gnomes.
Really?
And I tried to explain to her the lore because she didn't know the lore behind them. So this story, I'm going to have to tell her, hey, listen to this.
Yeah.
Tim and I got a story for you.
Yeah. A New Jersey school long considered haunted is set to be demolished. Nothing ever bad happened with anything like that. I mean, go watch Poltergeist. You'll find out what happens at the end of that. And Satancon is on, baby. Get your SPF 5000 because shit's about to get hot.
All right. It's back, huh?
It's back. We'll tell you a little bit about Satancon being on.
There's their tagline.
Satancon is on. I'll tell you, I got this press release this morning, and I'll tell you why it's a little funny. And we'll get to that in the second half of the program. Actually, we'll lead off with it because you're not going to believe why it's kind of humorous. They won't think so. The Temple of Satan actually, in good faith, sent the press release, but unknowingly, it's a little funny.
All right. I can't wait to hear that.
But it's back on. It's back on in Salem in 2023. So
they're doing it in Salem too. Nice.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's I think that's their headquarters. So,
and that's just the temple. That's not the church, right? Which we do have to say it's two different entities.
Satanic temple. So, yeah.
And to the listeners, that's two different bodies of religion.
Right. Two different bodies. Right. And in space, nobody can hear you scream except for one mechanism, and we're going to hear the sounds of space today. I swear this time we are. Last time we didn't have a good time trying to get it up, but we will get it up. Oh, speaking of getting it up, we find out that stars aren't as big as they claim to be, but then again, most guys claim they tend to be bigger than they actually are. So we'll talk about that as well. It's an action-packed show today, that's for sure.
Stars are catfishing us is what you're telling me.
That's right. Stars are catfishing us. Let's get into the best UFO photograph ever taken. It was released after 30 years. I'm sure you're saying, oh, Tim, photos weren't that clear 30 years ago. But 30 years ago, if you think about it, it was just 1990.
Oh, my gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Oh.
Yeah. It was just 1992. I mean, it was the era of Friends. It was the era of, I mean, you don't tend to think of it that way, but
no, you don't. No, it is. Yeah. Like Seinfeld and TGI. Remember TGIF? That was a big thing.
Yeah. It was, and believe it or not, it was just the beginning of HD programming.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause you go back and you watch, cause when I go back to watch all the underwater needlepoint to study and stuff, it's like, man, how did I watch this back in the day? It's so blurry.
Yeah. A lot of it was still standard def, but you could get some of it in high def.
Yeah, you had to pay extra, though, remember?
Yeah, that's right. You had to pay extra for the high def programming. For 30 years, the British Ministry of Defense has sat on the fabled Calvine photo. You're soaking in it, by the way. Calvine, take me away. I'm sorry, that's Calgon. Said to be one of the best snapshots ever captured of a UFO. Now, 32 years after the picture was taken, journalist David Clark has managed to release the picture for the very first time. Set against a cloudy sky, a diamond-shaped UFO can be seen hovering above the countryside as a jet flies by in the distance. The image was taken by two hikers on August 4th, 1990, 32 years ago. Before they gave it to Scotland's Daily Record. That newspaper then handed it over to the Ministry of Defense, which kept the photo under lock and key due to security concerns. Oddly, despite all the publicity, the two chaps who took the photographs have never come forward, Clark said in a recent interview with Newsweek. The negatives have never been seen since they reached the Ministry of Defense. Now the Ministry of Defense says that they returned them to the Daily Record. The journalist and professor at Sheffield Hallam University added, but the Daily Record say they never received them and they have no idea what happened to them. So there's a lot of questions to be answered. Before sharing the image, Clark made sure to have one of his colleagues, Sheffield Hallam photography lecturer Andrew Robinson, look over the print, comma, there's no comma there, making sure it wasn't doctored in some way. It follows that this is either a genuine unidentified flying object in the sky, Robinson's report reads, or that any construction or manipulation used to create this effect occurred in front of the camera and not in the capturing of the scene on film, nor in the subsequent processing and printing of the image. Clark admitted he doesn't believe the UFO in question is from an alien race, but rather a top-secret military project that was being worked on at the time. The other option, that the whole thing is a practical joke, a prank that got out of hand, Clark concluded. That's one hell of a prank.
Because back then you didn't have Photoshop. Like if you were gonna hoax something, you had to work at it.
Or it wasn't that good if it was around.
Right, yeah. And if you look at hoax pictures from back then, you can clearly tell they're hoax pictures.
Exactly. The whole purpose of publishing the story is hopefully to get either the photographers themselves or someone who knows the photographers or knows something about the circumstances to come forward and solve the mystery. So there you go. Interesting photo. It's very clear. Very clear. And I tell you what, we'll post a link to this story so that you can actually take a look at the photo itself. I'll even give you the comicbook.com version so you can see a picture of the penguin.
Oh, okay.
For some reason,
I love comicbook.com. I go there for everything.
Yeah, for some reason, it's also linking to the origin of the penguin. I have no idea what that has to do with UFOs.
Well, he's one of the most underrated Batman villains, so...
I guess so. He showed up pretty good in this last Batman movie. But
he did. And they're making a spin-off series on him, too.
I see that on HBO Max, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they're going to have UFOs in it. I don't know. Maybe one of his plans was a UFO invasion.
Oh, that could be. Yeah. Penguin meets the alien. Yeah.
Meets Martian Manhunter.
Oh, see, you went there. Yeah.
I did.
Way to go. Way to go. Which I don't understand why you can't. Well, I do understand. You cancel Batgirl and you bring in Penguin, but they did that for a tax break, so...
Oh, God,
which, by the way, I know we're getting off on a tangent here. John Oliver took HBO Max to task for that. I don't know if you saw that on Last Night with John Oliver.
I did. I saw it actually this morning on Twitter.
Yeah.
Again, comicbook.com.
Again, yeah, comicbook.com. Great source. But, yeah, he went off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he made a lot of really good points about it, too.
Yeah, he did. You
know.
We go from one UFO to another. We're not alone, say Vancouverites, as they spot a UFO-like subject, or object rather, in the sky. Subject and object are two different things. I learned that in school, Bruiser. I don't know if you know that.
I did too.
Yeah. An object floated over Vancouver, puzzling many Vancouverites. The object itself was unidentifiable. That's why they call it a UFO, kids, in the dark night sky. But the lights, which caught the attention of a few people, were lined up together in a straight line, leading some to think that the object may be a UFO or other alien-like object or machine. Vancouverites were... I love how they call themselves Vancouverites, where they don't call themselves Canucks. That's a derogatory term, but that's their hockey team.
I didn't know it was a derogatory term.
It is. You don't call a Canadian a Canuck.
I didn't know that. I apologize to all the Canadians, my Canadian friends, because that's what I've been calling them for years.
Oh, no. You never call them a Canuck. They start balling up their fists and get ready to fight. You have very forgiving friends.
Well, they're Canadian, so they're polite.
They are. They're very polite. Vancouverites were quick to capture footage of the strange object before it disappeared. UFO, SpaceX, LED banner flying behind a plane, one Twitter user questioned. What is he
that
like?
A thing? Is that a thing?
I don't know. Is he the narrator for the old Batman TV series? UFO, SpaceX, LED banner flying behind a plane. We'll find out more next week on Batman.
Same UFO channel, same UFO time.
That's right. And then he also, this tweeter, whatever you want to call him, says, what do you think the lights flying over Vancouver's sky then disappearing tonight were, with the hashtag Vancouver? Let's keep it very, very generic.
He just put hashtag Vancouver. I think he just wanted to be part of the algorithm there.
I think so. Well, they're all putting just hashtag Vancouver, but then a hashtag UFO. Why not Vancouver UFO?
Because then you don't get the old ladies that do their knitting thing that are from Vancouver, where they just, their grandsons show them, hey, if you click on Vancouver, it gives you all the Vancouver news.
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, the first thing coming up now is this UFO, and Granny's like, what is this?
Oh, they're here, maple syrup and all kinds of things, maple leaf, I'm sure, I know, you don't need to send me emails. I know you don't talk like that. I know that. But essentially,
I did meet a Canadian that did talk like that, and it blew me out of the water.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, whoa, this is real?
I know. I have quite a few friends in Canada. They don't talk like that.
No, they don't. They talk like normal.
Yeah, they're normal people. They're very nice. They're normal. Yeah. The object was neither a UFO nor a train, but instead something man-made. They claim they were spotted passing over Vancouver last year too. They claim it's a Starlink satellite that was roaming across the night sky in Surrey. One tweeter, twatter, whatever you want to call him, named Lang, says, I was so sure it was a UFO at first, but I guess we won't be seeing any alien invasions yet. Again, he's the one who claims that it was the Starlink satellite. So there you go.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm sure you can go back and look up footage of, because normally if you go online, you can look up the path for that satellite, see if it passed over Vancouver at that time.
Yeah, that's what I think he did. Yeah. This one, an audio daily double. Prepare to have your socks knocked off here, kids. NASA has captured an actual sound in space, and it's honestly terrifying. They say in space no one can hear you scream, and the saying goes because sound waves can't travel through the vacuum that extends across most of the universe. They can't. However, space can be downright noisy in the right conditions, such as if you're ready for this, the hot gas surrounding the immense black hole at the center of the Perseus galaxy cluster.
That's what I laid this morning when I woke up and sat in the toilet. Yeah,
you got a little hot gas out there from your immense black hole.
I did.
Well, congratulations on you. I find my hot gas tends to escape after dinner.
Yeah, mine does too. But this morning I woke up and it was there. So.
Oh, congratulations on that one.
Thank you.
The agency recently tweeted an eerie audio clip that represents actual sound waves rippling through the gas and plasma in this cluster, which is 250 million light years from Earth. The misconception that there's no sound in space originates because most space is a vacuum, providing no way for sound waves to travel, the agency tweeted. A galaxy cluster has so much gas that we've picked up actual sound. Here it's amplified and mixed with other data. Oh, my God. Are you ready for this? I'll play a little bit for you, and we'll and no, it does not sound like an iPhone. Here we go. This is what it sounds like. How'd you like that, Bruiser?
To me, it sounds like one of two things. It sounds like those monks, those guttural monks that do the chanting, those guys, or inside the restroom at a racetrack.
Like you're in the porta potty, you're in the porta john,
and the cars are going around.
You're like, oh my God, I hope they don't hit me.
I had to do an autograph signing once right next to a racetrack while the cars are going around, and I was 4 feet from the track.
Really?
And it was terrifying. It was terrifying because every couple seconds it's just, and then you're okay. Then it's like, oh my gosh.
Well, that'll scare the shit out of you.
Oh yeah. But that's what that, it's like a combination of the two. Those guttural monks from like what, Buddhist monks or whatever. Or you're in a porta potty at the racetrack.
Huh. Okay. Well, there you go. Through the acoustic signals generated by the black hole, and they were first identified in 2003. In data from the NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory, they have never been brought into the hearing range of the human ear, at least until now. In some ways, this sonification is unlike any other done before because it revisits the actual sound waves discovered in data from NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory, NASA said in a statement. In this new sonification of Perseus, the sound waves astronomers previously identified were extracted and made audible for the first time. As it turns out, the sound waves in their natural environment are a whopping 57 octaves above the note middle C.
Wow. I don't know what that means, but cool.
Music nerds. Making this black hole a real cosmic baritone. Huh. Well, there you go.
Okay.
I know they're missing one in Boys to Men. I guess they could pick this one up.
They just loop that sound the whole time of Boys to Men songs.
How do I... to make these tremors audible to humans, scientists raise their frequencies quadrillions of times. 1 quadrillion, by the way, is 1,000,000 billions, in case you were looking to see how much you want to win in the Powerball next week.
I didn't know that an equalizer goes up to 1 billion, trillion, quadrillion.
Million billion is a quadrillion.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know that. I didn't know equalizers went up to quadrillion.
Yep. That's for perspective's sake, by the way.
I thought it only went up to 11. That's what Spinal Tap taught.
This one goes to 11. The effect is so chilling that it would seem totally at home in a Halloween playlist. I don't think it's that scary.
I don't think so either. I thought it was relaxing, honestly.
Yeah, I could put it on my headphones and fall asleep to it.
Yeah.
But it is just one of many trippy earworms from the space sonification genre, in which astronomical data of all kinds is converted into sound waves. To that end, if you're looking for some more off-Earth bops, it says here, I don't think we're playing these for the kids in their crib.
I can't wait to hear the Kids Bop version of this.
Yeah, right. There actually are some real recordings from Mars out there. The songs of gravitational waves and the resonances of planetary systems. Now, this is the kind of stuff you put on, in the nursery for the kids as they're trying to fall asleep.
Yeah.
That's the kind of nightmare fuel you want them to fall asleep to. And then you feed them watermelon, and then they're well adjusted for the rest of the night.
I wonder what the Earth sounds like. Because it's planetary gravitational stuff. I mean, without the human interaction, because I know what but I'm just saying,
there's probably,
they say that's gravitational, right? That's
probably a lot of this. Get off my thunderbolt! It's probably a lot of that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm thinking Mother Earth is probably pretty pissed with us.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. It's just my guess. That's all I got. The universe's most massive star may be smaller than we thought. Here we go. Okay.
The catfishing segment.
That's right. Now, fellas, if you're out there and you're claiming you're a little bigger than you actually are, and I think most fellas are claiming they're a little bigger than they actually are, you're not the only ones. Stars are out there saying, I'm a massive star, baby. And they're not so big.
They're like, hey, come look at this star.
Yeah.
How you doing, planet?
And they're like, hey,
see a star?
You know what? It's cold out here in space, first of all.
Yeah.
It's
a vacuum. It's a vacuum.
Shrinkage.
Yep.
Shrinkage. Look at it.
I just got out of the pool.
You know what? Look at it through your telescope. It actually looks, it's right size through a telescope. All right? The universe is...
I'll tell Mrs. Bruiser that.
Yeah. Tell her to look at it through a telescope. It looks its proper size when you look at it through the window with a telescope. The universe's most massive star may be smaller than what we thought. New images of the most massive star may have implications for our understanding of giant stars.
But you know what? We just got to tell the star, the size doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's what all the, most tell it. It's
the motion
not about the size.
It's the motion of the galaxy, baby. That's what it is. Yeah.
Exactly. Are you heating something up? We're okay with it.
That's right. If you're getting those gases going, you know what I'm saying? That's right. That's right.
No woman's ever said that to me, but hey.
Are you making
the gases going?
Are you making the planet spin, baby? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you got that gravitational pull. It doesn't matter what size you are.
That's right. The universe's most massive known star just got its best ever close-up. It reveals the star might be smaller than the astronomers previously thought. Oh, that's so hurtful.
That star just shouldn't have posed naked for NASA.
That's right. It just it laid itself out there, and it's like, right here, baby. Take it. Yep. Take it.
And Earth went, that's it?
That's all you got? Really? You might want to put that back.
Have you seen our sun? Oh, come on.
And then Earth starts texting Venus and like, check this out. Check out this little star.
It just makes the rounds to all the planets. They're all making fun of them.
Yeah, and the star's like, you didn't show that to your friends, did you? Because, I mean, that was between you and I.
Why is your anus texting me? Are you butt texting me?
That's too funny. So astronomers are using the Gemini South telescope in Chile and photographed the star. I've never heard of this star. R136A1.
Oh, okay. So it's the A1, not the A2. Okay.
Right, yeah.
See, always sounding smart there?
Yeah, exactly. Which is located about 160,000 light years from Earth in the center of the Tarantula Nebula in the Large Magellanic Cloud, a dwarf companion galaxy of the Milky Way. Their observations show that the giant star and others like it may not be as massive as previously thought.
Well, they're in the dwarf galaxy, so...
It's so hurtful.
It is.
Yeah. Astronomers have yet to fully understand how the most massive stars, those more than 100 times the mass of the sun, are formed, according to a statement from the National Science Foundation's NSF or NOIR lab, which operates the Gemini South telescope. One particularly challenging piece of this puzzle is obtaining observations of these giants, which typically dwell in the densely populated hearts of dust-shrouded star clusters. Why I need to talk like Bootsy Collins today, I have no idea. Gemini South's Zorro instrument. Oh, they use Zorro's instrument to measure this thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Zorro had a nice instrument.
That's why they're so intimidated.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever try to measure yourself against Zorro?
You know, all of our male listeners are out there going, you know what? We get you, Star. We feel you.
Yeah, we feel you.
And all the female listeners are giggling and pointing at the star.
They are. Uses a technique known as speckle imaging, which is intimidating in itself, which combines thousands of short exposure images of stars deep in the universe to cancel out the blurring effect of Earth's atmosphere. You kind of need the blur.
Yeah, you need the blur.
Wait, I'm going to do the Jerry Seinfeld thing. You need the blur. Bruiser, you need the blur.
The star agreed to the pictures because he thought there'd be a blur.
The blur makes it look about an inch bigger. This technique allowed astronomers to more accurately separate the brightness of R136A1 from its nearby stellar companions, resulting in the sharpest image yet of the giant star ever acquired. You don't need the sharpness, you need the blur.
Yeah.
While previous observations suggested that R136A1 was between 250 to 320 times more massive than the sun, the new Zorro observations, that bastard, show that the mass of the giant star may be closer to 170 to 230 times that of the sun. So well,
it's still bigger than the sun, so he's got that going for him.
That's true. Which still qualifies as the most massive known star. Also, he's still got reason to brag.
I was going to say, he's still up there. Still number one, baby. Number one.
Yeah. You can hold your head high.
Exactly. Like no other stars are competing right now.
That's right. They say our results show us that the most massive star we currently know is not as massive as we had previously thought. Venu M. Kalari, lead author of the study and star shamer.
He sounds so disappointed.
He does,
He was expecting more. That's why you don't go into it expecting something. And you're never disappointed.
That's true. Claims he's an astronomer as well at the NSF NOIR lab said in a statement, this suggests that the upper limit on stellar masses may also be smaller than we previously thought. Wow, just star shaming all over the place.
Yeah, they're just like, big galaxy? Come on.
Yeah. There's more blah, blah, blah. Brightness and temperature on its mass. We could go into that, but we've shamed the star enough.
Give the star a break. It's still the largest. It's still the biggest.
That's right. You hold your star head up high, Mr. Star.
Darkness Radio has your back, Star. Mr. R numbers A1.
Yeah, Mr. A1 Steak Sauce Star. We've got your back, as far as you know. Just quit taking pictures of it and sending it to your colleagues. That's all.
The next sounds they get from space is the star going, "Thank you, Cruiser and Bruiser.
We appreciate it." They won't stop sending my picture around to different stars.
It's all about the blur.
It's all about the blur. I'll remember that next time. Tell you what, folks, we'll take our break right here. When we come back, Satancon is on, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devil horns up.
That's right. Devil horns up and get your debauchery ready. It's Satancon 2023. It's back on. We'll tell you why 2022 didn't happen. Believe it.
And the press release. You got to tell us the press release.
Oh, the press release is good. You can't wait for this. I'll guarantee that. Haunted New Jersey school is now going to be demolished. Haven't you people seen Poltergeist? This trick never works. We've got creepy AI back in the news. Dally has been renamed, by the way.
It has.
Yeah, evidently Dally's creeped out everybody, so they gave it a new name, and it's got more creepy fortunes coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll deal into that, and I'll have my weekly meltdown, and much more. It's all coming up in just a moment, right here on Supernatural News and Parashare. It's a Wednesday, right here on the best in paranormal podcasting, Darkness Radio. Welcome back to the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. It's a Supernatural News and Parashare Wednesday. By the way, folks, we want your stories. We want your supernatural and paranormal stories. It's called Parashare. You send us your emails. We'll read them right here on the air. And we'll weigh in on them, too, if you want us to. It's real simple. You just send them to tim@darknessradio.com. That's the email. And we'll read them right here on the air. And that's what we want to do.
Definitely. I do want to take this time to give a good shout out to Hatchet Man on Instagram, because I got to meet him recently at an Underwater Needlepoint event. And it was fun talking to him and his son, and his tattoos are amazing. I love the Sith sleeve. And Tim, he had lots of positive stuff to say about the Bruiser and the Cruiser, and how he was bedridden for a while, and Darkness Radio got him through it. So, Hatchet Man, I'm bad with real names, but I know that's your Instagram name, and I say thanks for coming to the show, and thanks for chatting me up. And I told Cruiser right away about it, and you responded to him on Instagram, and we both say thank you.
Yeah, it was really cool. He had tagged me because he didn't have your handle, and so I had said, "Do you mean at Beer City Bruiser?" And so he's like, "Yeah, I didn't have his handle," which is cool. Feel free, folks, if you don't know or you don't have Beer City Bruiser's handle, feel free to tag me. I'll tag Bruiser in the meantime, so you have both of us, and follow both of us on Instagram. By the way, there's a brand new Darkness Radio Instagram. It's called Official Darkness Radio. Follow it, and we will follow you back because we're cool like that.
We are.
Yeah. So we want your follows there on Instagram. But yeah, it was really cool that he came out to see you. It was, what was really touching and really cool. And I love to hear stories like that, because we've had other people who have said, you know what, I was bedridden. You guys got us through, you got me through a really tough time. And I love to hear the success story of, you know what, I got out of bed, I got going again,
Yeah.
Because I can relate. I've been down and out. I've been in bed for months at a time, barely been able to get from my bed to the studio to be able to do this show. And doing this show is what's kept me going.
What I liked about his story was one, it was him and his son that I was talking to, is that he not just got out of bed, but he kicked whatever it was that had him in their ass, and he's back to work. He works in a warehouse. His son works for the same company in IT, and it was good to see the light in his eyes. And it's like, that's inspirational, because you can overcome something, get back to doing what you love, and show me your cool tattoos. Again, his tattoos were amazing.
Yeah, you said that.
It's inspirational, like that's motivational. And I'm glad that we got to help him with that.
Yeah. I've met a few other people who have had real bad illnesses and said, the thing that got me through was being able to tune into like a Supernatural Wednesday and just listen and laugh and get away from my troubles for a little while and just have a good time. And to me, that means the world. And I appreciate that more than anything. That lifts my spirits. I don't know about you, Bruiser, but again, that it just means the world to hear that. Or maybe you're in a bad place. Maybe you're not, you're not having the best time in life, and maybe it's just these couple of hours where, we're being idiots on the air or whatever, and you just happen to have a bit of a laugh, and it makes your week. That means more to me than anything. So,
and that's what we're here for. We're here to make you forget about your problems for a few hours.
Yeah.
That's why I love being in entertainment. Is you go and you do what we're good at, and people can forget about everything for a few hours and just kind of relax and a big sigh and enjoy themselves.
Exactly. And if you're laughing too loud at work, who cares?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then tell them to tune in and find out what the joke's all about.
Exactly. Laugh along with us. That's what it's all about. Speaking of laughing along with us, Bruiser, I don't know if the Satanic Temple is laughing along with us, but you know what? I got an interesting press release in my email. As I was going through this morning and going through my emails, I realized they sent this to me yesterday afternoon. And I was like, oh, the Satanic Temple is hosting their Satanic Convention next year. I thought, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Then I read the second paragraph of their press release.
Okay.
And I started to chuckle. Now, I have a demented, warped sense of humor.
That's why we get along, though, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because we both do. That's what, before the show, people should know we were friends before the show, and it was because of stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, one of Jesus Christ's main edicts was what? Turn the other cheek, right?
Exactly, yes.
Love thy neighbor.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, give everybody a chance.
Exactly. It turns out there was a darn good reason there was no Satancon 2022, and I'll tell you why in a second. But let me read on. I'll give Satancon a plug.
Okay.
All right. Turns out,
we're equal opportunity, so let's
sure. Not like they're going to invite us to speak, or it's not like they're going to give us a table at Satancon.
It would be amazing if they did.
I'd be shocked.
It'd be an experience.
I'd be shocked if we got one, or if they paid us a fee to come speak. Or all of a sudden they set up a wrestling ring and said, "Hey, Bruiser, you want to book Satancon's Wrestle Fest?"
I got the perfect gimmicks for all that. I know a bunch. And Danhausen, definitely we were headlining.
Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
He's a space demon. You know that.
Yeah. Hey, we got ideas for you, Satancon. If you decide,
we have the perfect mascot for you, Satancon.
That's right. So hey, call us, email us. You have my email, tim@darknessradio.com. So Satancon, here's the gimmick. So they're going to host the Satanic Convention 2023. It's called Satancon 2023. It'll be in historic downtown Boston, Massachusetts, from April 28th through April 30th of next year. They have a theme.
What's the theme?
Hexennacht.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hexennacht. How do you like that? The Satanic Temple, and this is how the press release reads. The Satanic Temple is pleased to announce that registration is open for Satancon 2023. Satancon is the Satanic Temple's in-person conference for congregations, campaigns, members, and supporters. Satancon 2023 will be in historic downtown Boston, Massachusetts from April 28th to April 30th, 2023, with the theme Hexennacht. Okay?
Okay. Sounds like a normal press release.
Here's where the worm turns.
All right.
Satancon comes after its Satanic Temple in Salem, Massachusetts was set on fire. I had no idea.
I didn't know this.
Alleged arsonist. I love how they keep it legal.
Yeah.
Right.
It's alleged.
Well, hang in there because I think it's a little more than alleged when we get into the paragraph. Alleged arsonist Daniel Damian Lucy, 42 years old, was arrested.
Wait. Daniel Damian Lucy. So like all other names for Satan.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's got, and it's Damien with an IEN.
See?
Yeah. Was arrested at the scene of the fire. This according to Salem police, and they confirmed this. The Satanic Temple's security camera captured images of a man wearing a gray T-shirt emblazoned with the word God. So much for turning the other cheek.
Yeah, this guy doesn't read his Bible too often.
Who was captured spreading accelerant on the porch of the temple.
Okay. Yep.
Lucy faces multiple charges in connection with the fire at the Satanic Temple on Bridge Street. Police found the front porch up in flames when they arrived and tried to put it out with fire extinguishers, but were unsuccessful. First of all, do you think they were trying real hard?
No. I think they got those little, because every cruiser has every squad car has a little mini fire extinguisher in the back because if they show up to an accident and there's a fire. So I think they're just using those, which barely put out car fires. That's not going to get it done, right?
Yeah. Lucy described his own actions as "quote unquote" a hate crime. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, you're going against the religion. That's a hate crime.
Yeah. According to the Salem Police Department. Now, Satancon will include talks and presentations that discuss the various campaigns championed by the Satanic Temple. They will include efforts to protect members' reproductive rights, fight psychiatric abuse, protect children from abuse in schools, promote addiction recovery, and build support for the Satanic Temple's after-school club. I didn't know they had one.
I didn't know they had an after-school club.
Right, exactly.
So where's little Jimmy going today? Well, he's got to attend the Satanic Temple after-school daycare.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
There'll be vendors and entertainment as well, and a keynote presentation by Lucian Graves. So there you go. Satancon 2023.
I hope this Mr. Lucy does know that the Bible says turn the other cheek, but the Satanic Temple kind of has different views on that.
Yeah, exactly. I think they probably don't look kindly on that.
No.
And they're probably looking at Mr. Lucy getting his comeuppance.
Yeah, that's going to be the big highlight, I guess, at Satancon.
They might have a Lucy pinata set up at Satancon. Just saying. Who knows? But yeah, I think they were kind of just saying alleged arsonist. I think that was.
Well, they have to because he's not prosecuted yet.
Right. I know. But even he himself, they point out, said, "Oh yeah, I did it."
Yeah, he's not hiding the fact he did it.
No. Folks, I know some people are kind of gung ho about the whole, about their faith, and that's great. Mm-hmm. And I know you're. Some people are less tolerant than others, but let's not go setting people's temples on fire.
No, let's respect one another. The great thing about being in America is that we have the right to have different opinions.
Sure.
And we just have to learn to respect those opinions. And that comes with politics, religion, sports, relationship, all of that.
Yeah.
So please stop lighting fires.
Yeah, don't set anybody's temple on fire. I mean, then you can't have Satancon. I mean, and where is Danhausen going to work? I mean,
exactly.
I mean, it's not like he has a big time job in a big time wrestling company. Oh wait.
Oh, it's not like he's a self-made millionaire at all.
Yeah, not at all. So I mean, feel bad for him. I'm going to see his dad, by the way, this weekend.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, tell him I say hi.
Yeah, his mom and dad will be at Michigan Paracon.
That's right. He's his father's a psychic.
He's a damn good one. Yeah.
Yeah. He does the paintings.
Yeah. So, I think I might get a painting this weekend. See if anything's changed. He gave me one last year.
Yeah, he showed me that. That was really cool.
Yeah. So I want to have him on the show. Brian Danhausen, Danhausen's dad.
Talk to him. You'll be at the same Paracon.
Think I can?
I think you can.
I love that joke. Let's move on. A New Jersey school long considered to be haunted is set to be demolished. Nobody in this circle has seen Poltergeist.
No, they haven't.
No.
You can destroy the building all you want. The land is probably cursed.
Exactly. For many years, the 1930s era landmark has had a reputation for being haunted. So, yeah, let's bulldoze the land and see if we can find some graves. People for years have sworn a longtime Jersey Shore landmark is home to the paranormal. But now that the Ocean City School is about to be demolished, it will leave the question who or what might stick around. It's the final countdown before Barnegat Township's old Elizabeth Edwards School comes down. It's tough to see it go, said Bill Cox, the school district's now retired head of security and a former NYPD detective. The Edwards School has been a place that a lot of people feel very comfortable in. Then why demolish it?
Exactly. It should be a historical landmark.
Yeah. That may perhaps include those who are no longer among the living. For many years, the 1930s era landmark has had a reputation for being haunted. There's things inside the Edwards School, around the Edwards School, that just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, he said. Cox was there in 2013 when NBC New York first went inside the former school, soon after a team of paranormal researchers said that they had captured a couple of mysterious images. They also reported voices inside. TV's Ghost Hunters highlighted the place as well, and it has been vacant for years, targeted by vandals, and fallen into disrepair. Structurally, inside the building, it's just not safe at this point, said Dr. Brian Latwis, the Barnegat Township Superintendent of Schools. Heavy equipment is now poised to demolish the school, possibly starting the last week of August. Officials said fixing it up or building a replacement would be too expensive. We're looking at between 20 to 25 million, whether it's to renovate or new, and that is growing exponentially each day that goes by, said the school district's business administrator, Steve Brennan. We felt it time to move on. The school district is exploring the possibility of turning the site into park with an amphitheater. That's caveman language right there.
It is.
Turning into park with amphitheater. Of course, any lingering spirits would still be welcome, of course, to perform on the amphitheater, I guess.
Well, I'm sure the spirits are happy that he's given them permission to stay.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think we're hoping that the ghost sticks around and maybe performs in the amphitheater. See, I told you. That we have, Dr. Latwis said, probably biting tongue in cheek. We're taking artifacts from the building. Oh, that's even better. Grab the haunted artifacts.
Yeah. You know what would be a great opening for that amphitheater is you have the band Ghost play.
Oh, yeah.
Opening day.
Yeah.
Say, hey, come see the Ghost at the amphitheater. And it's actually the actual band Ghost.
It's the actual band Ghost. You got it figured out there, Bruiser. But
I'm just a marketing genius today.
Look at you.
I got Satancon. I got the haunted amphitheater. Look at me.
Your promoter du jour.
I am.
Yeah. But believers like Cox said he doesn't think any spirits that may have been at the school all these years are malicious in nature. Oh, you'll find out, my friend.
Yeah, take away their home.
You'll find out. As there have been no incidents to think otherwise. I've never heard anybody say that they were scared, they were frightened, or they were alarmed, Cox said.
They were comfortable in the building that's existing.
Yeah.
Let's take that away and see how angry we can get them.
Exactly. The old place of learning soon to be erased from the landscape, leaving some wondering if any paranormal residents will maintain a presence. Well, I'll lay even money that you'll still have them around. How's that?
Especially if they're keeping pieces of the building.
Exactly. Let's give you a couple of these real ghost stories that will send shivers down your spine. Let's start with this one. Calling on only the bravest and boldest of ghost hunters, these scary stories are not for the faint of heart. We'll start with this one called The Little Hands. You ready for this?
Okay.
I've never lived in a haunted house, but my mother did as a teen, writes Reddit.com user Patented Spacehook, recounting a true event. Other houses on her street had strange things going on, too. A few homes away from her lived a family. One night, her daughter went to bed with a bad headache. The next day, she was dead. She passed away from an aneurysm.
Ouch.
Yeah. After her funeral, the family went away to get their minds off the tragedy, and the father asked my uncle, my mom's brother, to check in on their pets. My mom and dad, who were dating at the time, went with them. My mother had heard there was a grand piano and she wanted to play it. My dad was studying to be a veterinarian. After entering the house, my uncle and my father headed to the basement to see the animals. My mother went to the piano on the ground floor. She was playing it when she felt something brush her ankles. She thought a cat must have left the basement and walked past her. She just kept playing, and then she felt it again. She looked under the piano and saw nothing. When she started again, she felt hands clasp her legs tightly. She dashed to the basement door, called my uncle and father, and waited for them. Back outside, my uncle could tell my mom was rattled and asked what was wrong. She told him what had happened, and he turned white. He told her the daughter who had died used to play a game with her father. When he played the piano, she crawled underneath, grabbed his ankles, and pushed his feet up and down on the pedals.
Oh, nice and scary there.
Yeah. Here's one called The Phantom Patient.
That reminds me of something that happened to me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was traveling with a friend of mine. His name's Jet, and we were staying at his father's house. And he didn't tell me his father's house was haunted. And they had like a little desk in the bedroom I was staying in. I was sitting there and I was texting, somebody, and the same thing happened. It felt like a cat had brushed my leg, and I felt it numerous times. And then all of a sudden, the picture on the wall shifted, like somebody had nudged it. And I kind of freaked out. And next morning, I was telling my buddy, I'm like, "Yeah, your dad's cat was in my room. I don't know how it got in there." He goes, "My dad doesn't have a cat."
Boo.
I said, "What?" He says, "Yeah, no, my dad doesn't have a cat." And it kind of was like, "Oh." And I said, "Well, that picture on the wall, it shifted because something must have a breeze or something." We went back in the room. The picture was back the way it was supposed to be. He goes, "What? That's the way it's supposed to be." I was like, "No, I swear to God, it was, tilted last night." So
that's crazy.
Yeah. That's just a reminder of the brushing against the ankles. I've experienced that, and that I can see how you can think it's a cat.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. The Phantom Patient. Ready for this one?
Okay. Yes. I love patients.
All right. The ambulance company that I used to work for had a haunted ambulance, Rig 12, recounts Reddit.com user Zerbo. A lot of EMTs had stories about it, but I never put much stock in paranormal stuff. That is, until I had my own experience with Rig 12. My partner and I were working in a rural community at 3 a.m., and it was pitch dark and completely quiet. We were both dozing. I was in the driver's seat, and she was in the passenger seat. I woke up to a muffled voice, but I thought my partner was talking. I told her I was trying to sleep, and I closed my eyes. I distinctly heard a male voice say, "Oh my God, am I dying?" Followed by a few seconds of heavy breathing. My partner and I sat up straight and looked back into the patient compartment where it sounded like the voice had come from. Things were quiet for a couple of seconds, and then we heard the click of an oxygen bottle regulator and a hiss, as if it was leaking. I turned on the lights and we ran out of the rig. I thought a transient might have climbed in while we were asleep, so we opened the rear doors and no one was there. I checked the oxygen bottles, neither was open. We didn't sleep much after that.
I wouldn't either.
No.
That's a goose bumper.
Should we do one more?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. This one's called The Impish Ghost. My neighbor Diane and I had a playful poltergeist for years, and we called it Billy. So begins Reddit.com user Abby's Alibi in their real-life ghost story. I'd come home and I'd find something put in a weird place. Milk in a cupboard, toilet paper in the fridge, laundry detergent in the bathtub. Diane once called to ask if Billy had been around because she couldn't find a gallon of milk. We finally found it outside on her back steps. And sugar, darn sugar. Every morning my sugar bowl was empty. When I'd had enough, I would point to Diane's home and yell, "Go see Diane." Within 5 minutes, I'd get a call from her. "Thanks a lot," she'd say. He'd gone and pulled shenanigans at her place. This occurred for the entire 2 years we lived there. No one believed us, not even our husbands. My mother thought someone was stealing from us when we were sleeping or out of the house. My sister believed something was going on, but didn't know what. I still can't I still can't explain any of it.
I love how they tossed it back and forth. Like,
Yeah,
that's
really.
a good prank. Like, hey, let's do a prank war with a ghost.
Yeah. Let's just sick it on each other. How's that?
Go bug mom.
All right, if you're ready for this, it's time now for Nightmare Fuel. That's right. Creepy AI has been asked to predict what a metaverse future looks like. And guess what? It's not good news for Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, the one AI was predicting what everything would look like in the apocalypse. So
That's
this
right.
Can't be good.
It was drawing up selfies of what we all would look like. And it was horrifying. This time, artificial intelligence has created images of what happens if humans live in the metaverse. And the results are seriously creepy.
I believe it. Because that's where AI rules.
Well, you know, we're all strapping virtual headsets on, and we're all playing in the metaverse.
Oh yeah, we are with the VR. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how much time do you spend any time in VR?
I've only done it twice. When my daughter got it, and then one time in a hotel. James Storm brought it, and we actually showed the Rock and Roll Express how to do it. And it was, Tim, it was the funniest thing. Robert Gibson literally walked into the hotel bar and almost fell over. We had to catch him, and it was so funny.
There's got to be video of that.
There is. It's
oh my God.
On James Storm's, I believe, Instagram or his Twitter. If you got to go back a few years, you got to go back 2019. But yeah, we took video. Trust me.
Oh my God, that's got to be the funniest thing ever. The popular Crayon AI, which, by the way, is what they renamed DALL-E.
Really?
DALL-E is now Crayon AI to make it seem more popular, more fun,
more childish. Like, why are we naming it something that a child wants to play with?
Exactly. It's a mini AI image generator, created several images that look like humans have merged with VR headsets to become one mutant being.
Oh, gosh. Why is this still around? Didn't we learn our lesson with the apocalypse stuff? Come on.
Oh, my God. Look at this concept image. It's like the headset has taken over your brain.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
That's what it drew, huh?
That's what it drew.
Oh.
And it's like this machine is sticking out of your nose.
Yeah. Like you are basically, it's the top half of your head is covered by electronics.
Yeah. A metaverse future isn't totally beyond the realm of possibility, as tech companies like Mark Zuckerberg's Meta are spending billions on creating virtual worlds. Zuckerberg thinks a lot of people will eventually be immersed in this virtual world in the next 10 to 15 years, where they will start spending money and living their everyday lives. The Facebook founder has big plans for the metaverse and wants it to be so good you won't want to leave. Zuckerberg previously told tech podcaster Lex Fridman, a lot of people think that the metaverse is about a place, but one definition of this is it's about a time when basically immersive digital worlds become the primary way that we live our lives and spend our time. Great, so it's the Matrix.
Well, Mark Zuckerberg is a robot, so of course he wants to go into a robot world where he can control us.
You said it, I didn't.
I totally 100% believe that he's a robot.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. He's either a robot or a lizard person. He's not human.
Allegedly.
Yes, allegedly.
Allegedly.
But that's why he wants us, like, I'm sorry, Mark Zuckerberg. You're a nerd that couldn't make friends. So you created a world where you have to have friends now. That's basically what he did. And I know I'm probably going to get my Facebook canceled and my Instagram blocked because he's mad at me, but he's a robot. He wants this metaverse so he can rule.
See, folks, Bruiser took it to a place I never have. Yeah, beautiful.
I have feelings about it. I try to keep politically correct and everything, but this Mark Zuckerberg he just tweaks my last nerve.
I see that. He
talking about him is kind of like how you react when I say Louisville. That's
yeah. Huh.
Exactly. See, now you know the pain I'm going through.
You need to take a drink there. When asked to create concept images of this metaverse future, Crayon AI didn't imagine things quite like Zuckerberg. The AI trolls throw unfiltered data from the internet to inform its masterpieces. This is how it comes up with an image based on keyword prompts. Crayon AI was asked, what does a metaverse future look like, and what happens if humans live in the metaverse? It produced several horrifying images of sickly-looking humans with VR headsets seemingly inserted into their skulls.
Yep. It's either going to be that or it's going to be the movie WALL-E.
Oh, God. Some of the human-like figures just had VR headsets for heads, and others distorted body parts. Earlier this year, DALL-E mini image generator started going viral after the internet discovered its ability to create funny and disturbing images. DALL-E Mini has since changed its name to Crayon just to fool you.
Now look, it's not evil. It's not called DALL-E. It's called Crayon. And you can't be mad at crayons. You draw happy pictures with crayons.
Exactly. And is in the process of redirecting users to its new website because they really need a paint job on this sumbitch.
Yeah.
Which was created by OpenAI and can also conjure up unusual images, to say the least. It's more than unusual. It's damn near scary. Since going viral, social media has been full of examples of people asking the Crayon AI some pretty intense questions. Even though AI can create some disturbing images, there's no need to worry about it, it says in this article, which I don't believe.
Yeah.
The AI is basing its creation on information that humans have given it and is in no way actually predicting the future, no matter how many TikTok accounts claim it is. I call bullshit. Yeah. The creators of Crayon even note its limitations on their website. This includes a brief statement of how the AI is currently bad at conjuring up human faces.
That's because every time we ask it to do it, we ask to draw it in like some weird apocalyptic or metaverse world, so it doesn't need a face.
Yeah, well.
It just covers it with blood or electronics.
It's true. Well, I mean, just the moment you put in a regular human face, you're like, all right, what would you do if your face was AI? And it was like, oh, yeah, let's put in a skull and a skeleton from a Terminator. And the thing goes nuts because you give it such unreal parameters that it doesn't know what normal is anymore.
Exactly. Look at people need to think about like when The Sims came out, how great it was. How many people tortured their Sims?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what this is. Like, oh, okay, I'm not just going to tell him, hey, I'd like to see a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man with a beard. No, I'd like to see a futuristic warrior with spikes coming out of his head. Could you draw that, please?
Yeah, you're right. Interesting article here, and we'll just kind of go over the highlights. Asking, is precognition real? It turns out that there's a scientist who's proved this not once, but twice.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. More than 10 years ago, a prominent research psychologist, Dr. Daryl J. Bem is his name, published a paper in a respected academic journal that presented evidence for precognition. The response was swift and withering. Critics in academia and news media called Bem's work an embarrassment. Skeptics reran his trials and said they failed. One journalist argued that the clinicians' results themselves prove that science is broken. A decade on, however, the unthinkable occurred. Bem's data has stood up. Believe it or not.
Look at that.
Yeah. When you say the word precognition, it strikes many people as fantastical, as though we're entering crystal ball territory. The author of this says, I do not believe in altering vocabulary to suit reactions or that it does any good, but why the incredulity, or whatever that word is. We already know and have known for generations that linear time as we experience it is an illusion. Einstein's theory of relativity and experiments that have affirmed them establish that time slows down in conditions of extreme velocity or at approaching light speed and in conditions of extreme gravity like a black hole. The individual traveling in a metaphorical spaceship at or near light speed experiences time slowing, not from their perspective, but in comparison to those not at near light speed. And this is not a mere thought exercise. Space travelers in our era, although they are obviously not approaching anywhere near that velocity, experience minute effects of time reduction. In short, linear time is a necessary illusion for five sensory beings to get through life. Time is not absolute. What's more, they hope that we as a culture are coming to a greater understanding of interdimensionality through models like string theory, in which all of reality, from particles to different dimensions, are connected by undulating networks of strings, and are learning further about the infinitude of objects and events, such as we glean from quantum physics and experiments that branch off from them. So you may ask, what does this have to do with precognition? That's what I'm asking.
I'm asking that.
It says we'll skip ahead to Bem's trials. So in Bem's trials, subjects were asked to guess at, are you ready for this, Bruiser?
Yes.
Erotic images.
Ooh, that's original.
Alternated with benign images. Across all 100 sessions, he wrote, participants correctly identified the future position of the erotic pictures significantly more frequently than the 50% hit rate expected by chance, which is 53.1%. In contrast, their hit rate on the non-erotic pictures did not differ significantly from chance, which was 49.8%. This was true across all types of non-erotic pictures. Neutral pictures, 49.6%, negative pictures, 51.3%, positive pictures, 49.4%, and romantic but non-erotic pictures of 50.2%.
He covered the bases, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. The response to either arousing or disturbing imagery is suggestive of the emotional stakes required for the presence of a psi effect, to which pioneering parapsychologist J.B. Rhine alluded to in the appendix of a British edition of his 1934 monograph, Extrasensory Perception. So Bem's horizons extended further. In his most innovative element of his 9-part study, the researcher set out to discover in experiments 8 and 9 whether subjects displayed improved recall of lists of words that were to be practiced and memorized in the future. So he did that as well. Bem found a statistically significant improvement of recall on the list of words studied in the near future. The result shows that practicing a set of words after the recall test does in fact reach back in time to facilitate the recall of those words. In experiment 9, which he did, this retroactive effect was heightened when researchers added a refined practice exercise. A new practice exercise was introduced immediately following the recall test in an attempt to further enhance the recall of the practice words. Unsurprisingly, we will go further into this. I'm just giving you a taste of the different things that they did. Unsurprisingly, Bem's 2011 paper met with tremendous controversy. Some critics even suggested that his studies were intended as satire of an expose of foundational flaws in the scientific model of data gathering. Although Bem's work in parapsychology had gone back many years, abandoning tones of probity, you say one, I say the other, that he displayed in earlier collaborations within parapsychology. University of Oregon psychologist and skeptic Ray Hyman told the New York Times, "It's craziness, pure craziness. I can't believe a major journal is allowing his work in. I think it's just an embarrassment for the entire field." Within a year of Bem's publication, a trio of professional skeptics published a rejoinder playing off Bem's Feeling the Future. Their paper sported the media-friendly title Failing the Future, so they kind of poo-pooed that. Moving forward, they ask about what about Bem's findings? Well, they noted that Bem opened his database and software and provided instruction manuals free to anyone who wished to rerun his experiments. Okay. So basically, he said, hey, you don't believe what I'm doing here? Rerun my experiments.
Try it yourself.
Try it yourself. So as of July 2020, BEM's experiments, including the original trial, showed replication and a meta-analysis encompassing 90 experiments in 33 laboratories in 14 countries.
Oh, so he's really covering his bases.
Yeah. So to encourage replications, is the quote, BEM and his co-authors wrote in the abstract of their follow-up paper, all materials needed to conduct them were made available on request. So it said, we here report a meta-analysis of 90 experiments from 33 laboratories in 14 countries, which yielded an overall effect greatly exceeding the standard for decisive evidence in support of the experimental hypothesis. So essentially, BEM has given his materials to different scientists who have basically reproduced precognition.
Yeah. I think we all have some sort of precognition. We just call it a gut feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I believe. I believe some of us are more sensitive than others, but I totally believe these findings. The erotic photos is a lot different than the Ghostbusters movies where you're holding up the shapes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Let's move on. There is a, you mentioned that, who was it that loves gnomes?
My sister. My sister's family, a big gnome fan. Yep.
She's going to love this story.
Yeah, she has garden gnomes everywhere, and she's got all of them. She's got the horror ones. She's got the ones mooning you. She's got the normal ones. All of them.
By the way, I will tell you before we start this, I just got a note on Twitter. We're eating birthday cake all wrong.
We are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to hear this?
Yes, I do.
We're supposedly eating birthday cake all wrong. Let me before we get to the gnome story. I always get shocked. I love that this is from our friend Val. She says,
I see it. I see it.
You see it?
Me too. But yeah, go ahead, read it.
Yeah, it says, great episode. I do have to say that you two are eating birthday cake all wrong. You have to mix the cake and ice cream together to, Val.
No.
Into a delicious mash of happiness. That's just slop.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. It's the only way to eat cake and ice cream. Sorry, Val, we disagree. No.
Yeah, we do.
But feel free. We're on Twitter. I'm at Dr. Tim Dennis, which
I'm
is
at BCB Winchester. So.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't stand for doctor. It's at Darkness Radio Tim Dennis at Dr. Tim Dennis. But no, Val. No, sorry, you got that one wrong.
Yeah. No, I had my birthday cake last night. Just a piece. I got it.
So wait a minute. Your birthday's in August too?
No, my birthday's in July.
Oh, no. Okay, so yeah, but you just went out and got birthday cake.
Yeah, you said I could, so I did.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't get out of the house yesterday. I was so busy editing and.
Are you going out today?
I am going out today, so I'm going to get birthday cake. I'm going to go out and physically get birthday cake today.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did, and it was delicious. It was worth it.
Yeah.
So good.
Got to do it.
I make sure it had the flowers on it, too, because you and I were talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got it.
Yeah. Got to do it. Got to do it, man. Got to do it. Yeah, you can't. Oh, Val.
You can't mix it together. That just.
I'm so disappointed.
Yeah. Because no. I still can't justify it, Val. I'm sorry. I don't like them on the same plate. I don't like the gooey mess.
Oh, I'm stunned. I'm so stunned. I got to get back on track.
Let's go back to the gnomes. All right. Back to the gnomes.
I'm imagining all that soupiness and it gets gritty. The cake gets gritty when it
really gritty.
Yeah, when it mixes with the ice cream and
because the ice cream cools the cake and it makes sandy almost. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like eating mud.
Yeah. No, I'm not a fan of that.
No. If I wanted to eat mud, I'd just. By the way, speaking of, my sister's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad about this, but I guess I was a sadistic kid when I was younger.
Okay.
My sister Colleen would eat mud pies. Like I would make her mud pies in the yard, and I'd feed them to her because I thought it was funny. But she'd eat them.
I do that to my brother and sister all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, my brother. This goes along with what Val was saying. My brother would take cake and put it in his milk.
Ew.
Yeah, and that's how he'd dip it, and then that's how he'd eat it. like a cookie. And I'd always yell at him like, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
No.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it fall off into the milk?
Yeah, sometimes. And he loved that. He said, oh, this is great because now when I get done with the milk, it's there. And I'm like, that is, no. Yeah.
Your brother eat paint chips as a kid? I mean, no offense, but I mean.
I think we grew up under power lines. I'm not sure, but.
Okay.
Yeah, to this day, he still does it.
I don't get it.
My daughter goes out to college by where he lives, and she said they went out for something, and they had cake afterwards, and she goes, Uncle Mikey does this. And I said, yeah, he's been doing that his whole life. She goes, that's so weird. I go, I know. Uncle Mikey's weird.
Uncle Mikey's weird. That's right, kid.
I love him. Uncle Mikey, I love you. Well, Mikey.
Sometimes when the family tree branches and forks, it doesn't fork in the right direction.
Yeah. I mean, I love him. He's very talented. He's a very talented artist. He does glass blowing and whatnot, but like his eating habits are just like. Do you remember we're going on a tangent, but do you remember when they created the peanut butter and jelly in the same jar, like Goober?
Yeah, Goober. Yeah.
He loves that. I couldn't stand it as a kid, and he loved it. He would mix it.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. Oh no, he would. My mom would buy a jar just for him because my sister and I couldn't stand it, and he would take a knife right when she bought it. He'd open it up, take a knife, and he'd stir it all together. Then he'd seal it back up, and then that would be his jar. And it's just like, I'd ask him what happened to him as a child, but I was there. Yeah. I love him. He's my little brother, and I love him. And like we said before, I can pick on him, but somebody else does. They're gonna have problems. But I just
no offense here, but was there a lot of football involved? A lot of concussions? A lot of
we played football, but he's the artist of the family. He's not the athlete.
Huh.
He was always drawn to he's a fantastic artist. His glass blowing is
maybe it's a creative thing.
It might be. I don't know. Well, my daughter's real artistic, and she thinks he's weird. Because they get together and do their art stuff. Because I'm not. I screw up stick figures, but he can take a piece of glass and make it into beautiful ornaments or beautiful statues, and she's doing the special effects makeup and stuff, and is just amazing at it. And the two of them get together and they're just bouncing ideas,
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, as she put it, Uncle Mikey's weird. And I said, yeah, he is. He is weird.
Oh, to each their own, I guess. To each their own. Live and let live. Let's do the mystery gnome story, shall we? Mystery gnomes are appearing in a couple's garden without explanation. I just think someone's pranking you and putting gnomes in your garden and just freaking you out. I
think so too. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
I should start doing that to my neighbors.
There you go. I think it's clever.
I'm going to visit my sister in December, so I'm just going to steal her gnome collection just to bring it back here and prank my neighbors.
It's like gaslighting by gnome. You just start putting gnomes in people's gardens, and they don't know where they're coming from.
Well, when I'm out there in December, I'm just gonna start moving her gnomes without her knowing it. Yeah. She has them all over the house.
There you go. A group of gnomes have invaded a couple's garden with no explanation as to where they appeared from. Christine Locke and her husband Stephen have seen 6 of the ornaments randomly turn up in the last 18 months. Somebody's got a great gig going on right now. All variety of gnomes have graced their garden, including a dancing gnome, a fishing gnome, and a selection of pride gnomes. The pair, mayor and mayoress of South Moulton Town Council in Devon, this is overseas, said the mystery began in February of last year. Oh, they really believe in gnomes over there. So
yeah, they do.
They're freaking out right now.
Yeah, gnomes and fairies all are over there.
Said the mystery began in February of last year. They quizzed neighbors and launched an investigation on Facebook because that's where you want your investigation to start.
Oh, of course.
But so far they found no leads. I just remember coming home one day and didn't take much notice, said 66-year-old Christine. I just thought, oh, well, someone got rid of a gnome and didn't know where to put it. So I left it in my garden, but shortly after, another came along. I posted it on Facebook to say thank you to the person delivering these little creatures to our home, implying that if they wanted them back, they were more than welcome to come and collect them, but nobody ever has. Christine says the gnomes have been turning up sporadically ever since her post on Facebook. Well, of course they have.
Yeah, because now it's an ongoing thing. Like, hey, let's get her.
You invited it in.
Yeah.
She added they seem to be being placed outside overnight, and I haven't got a clue who is doing it. Not a clue. A Ring camera.
I was going to say, if she gets a Ring camera or a trail camera, she'll find out exactly who's doing it.
Yeah. Everybody I've asked has denied it. Friends, family, neighbors. It's very bizarre. The couple had only owned a tiny fishing gnome on a water feature in their garden prior to receiving the unwarranted presents. So there you go. She thinks they're screwing in the garden and multiplying, but evidently
they're just showing up because that's the place to be.
Yeah, but I just think someone's got a good sense of humor.
We keep capturing a bird on our ring. He likes to he lands on the ring body, which sets it off, and then when I go back to see what set it off, it'll be nothing, and then bird head right in the ring camera. Then nothing, bird head.
He's like, hello.
Yeah, and he always does it at between 3 and 6 in the morning. It's like, go to sleep. Oh my
God, really?
Yeah.
That early?
I'll have to show you sometime.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, real early. Like he first thing he does, land on a ring thing and then bird head, and he's a cute little guy. Yeah. As we're recording right now, I got a notification. I looked at it. It was him.
It was the bird.
Yep.
Funny. That's too funny. Speaking of animals that do funny things, yesterday on True Crime Tuesday, we had 2 animal crime stories.
Yes.
This one is an animal language story.
Oh, okay. Like a sign language thing with monkeys?
Man, it's like you're psychic this week.
I got it.
It's a little more than sign language. It's an actual language story having to do with gorillas.
Okay.
Gorillas have actually invented a unique vocalization to get zookeepers' attention. In a fascinating discovery, Western lowland gorillas at Zoo Atlanta have been caught summoning their keepers using a strange cough-sneeze hybrid. I figured, and it goes a lot like this. It goes, asshole, asshole. Only 2 other species have displayed this ability. One's humans, to create new vocalizations to attract our attention. Zoo-housed chimpanzees and orangutans. I'm sorry. When did that change, by the way? Is that a Mandela effect thing?
I think it is. Because they've always been orangutans to me.
Yeah.
They were my favorite primate for years. I was obsessed with them. And then all of a sudden, like in the last 2 years, it's orangutan. It's like, what? Yeah. No.
Orangutans.
Yeah, orangutans.
But it was tangs, wasn't it?
It used to be orangutan. Now it's orangutan.
Yeah. Now it's orangutans.
Did an orangutan just stand up and go, I'm sorry, Mr. Human. You're pronouncing our name wrong.
There's no tang in orangutan.
Excuse me.
It was probably the one from Every Which Way But Loose. Clyde. It was probably Clyde that stood up for the entire batch of them and said...
Or the Dr. Zayas or whatever from the Planet of the Apes.
Dr. Zayas, right.
Yeah. Dr. Zayas.
It was probably him. Well, now we can add gorillas to that list of primates that have new vocalizations to attract our attention. As many of us know, Coco put a spotlight on gorilla intelligence in the 80s and 90s with her incredible ability to communicate with humans using sign language, like Bruiser pointed out. She was trained and worked diligently at it, but now it seems gorillas have taken it upon themselves to establish unique communication with us on their own terms. University of Georgia biological anthropologist Roberta Salmi and colleagues ran an experiment to confirm the purpose of the snoff, is what they're calling it. It's a sneeze and cough. Yeah, the snoff.
Yeah.
By placing 8 of the zoo's gorillas in 3 different situations. In the first, only the keeper was present. In the second, only the food was present. And in the final one, the keeper was holding the food. The food and the keeper, when present, were in sight but out of reach. The gorillas involved in the ahem like snuff vocalization most when there was a human present with food, indicating the call is likely an attempt to get the keeper's attention. Interestingly, the same call has been found in other U.S. zoos too. As many as 33 gorillas housed at 11 different zoos across the U.S. and Canada are reported to make a similar call, although only 6 gorillas in 4 different facilities have been confirmed using the sound so far. Salmi and team aren't sure if different groups have worked out independently that this sound is effective, or if it has spread through the clever primates who are more than capable of learning from each other, passing on their knowledge to each other. Most components, of language do emerge in the communication systems of other animals, like vocal learning, syntax, and semantics. Non-human primates were once thought to lack the right equipment to vocalize the way we do, but this has since been shown to be untrue. We share similar vocal muscles as well as our shared evolutionary history. Whatever precludes them from advanced vocal mimicry has seen them dismissed as non-vocal learners. The gorillas were never caught using the snuff to communicate with each other. The novelty of this call adds to a growing body of evidence that primates can indeed make new sounds for new contexts and therefore are vocal learners. It turns out the team wrote in their paper that evidence of vocal learning and or innovation, although scant, is slowly accumulating for captive apes. Orangutans, I'll say it right, are, much like Louisville, can learn to produce voiced utterances and whistles. Chimpanzees adopt new referential food calls through vocal convergence under social integration, and enculturated apes, such as the gorilla Coco and chimpanzee Vicky, were able to produce a limited number of novel utterances. Previous research has shown gorillas can recognize and distinguish between the voices of different humans. Examples of complex vocal learning, the ability to produce unique calls, are rare in the animal kingdom and confirmed only in some species of birds, bats, pinnipeds, I don't know what that word is. Cetacins? John Cenacins? I don't know what that is. And elephants.
You can't see them, so it's okay.
Yeah, you can't see them, so yeah. You're right. But they all do so by mimicking. Acoustic analysis showed the gorilla's snuff is a unique sound, not a mimic. Although these cheeky apes, I feel like cheeky apes. It's cheeky apes. I feel like Arthur now. Are certainly capable of mimicking us in other ways. These results demonstrate that the gorillas can modify their calls to produce a novel sound, and furthermore confirm that they can produce their calls and gestures intentionally to modify the attention status of their caregiver. The team concluded in their paper, "We've clearly long underestimated their clever souls." It says this research was published in PLOS1, which I get at 5 o'clock every Monday morning on my doorstep. So there you go.
And the way they learned was they texted each other. Because remember yesterday they learned how to use a phone. So
That's right.
They're like, "You want food? Just snarf. You're okay. Snarf."
Yep, just snuff. I got one story here. Do you fish, by the way?
No, I do not.
Not a fisherman?
I drink beer with a fishing pole in my hand.
Yeah. Well, a lot of us do. My old man's a fisherman. My nephew's a fisherman. He's a big game guy.
Okay.
I tried it for a while. I was thoroughly bored by it.
I was too.
Yeah.
My wife loves it, and Mrs. Bruiser's a big fan, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'll sit there and drink beer and talk with you, but.
After about an hour, I need to get out of there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yep. Georgia researchers have caught a giant prehistoric fish the size of a toddler.
Oh, geez, that's a big fish.
Yeah. I say just throw the toddler in the water and see if you can catch it with a hook. But that's just me. I don't know. Sometimes kids can't swim if you don't put a life jacket on them.
Yeah, well, I learned to swim because my dad just threw me in the water.
That's how a lot of us learned.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is.
It was a different time period back then, Tim.
Yeah, that's right. There's no such thing as the 70s and 80s anymore, is there? 2 researchers caught a giant record-breaking prehistoric fish in Floyd County, Georgia, that is being compared to the size of a human toddler. According to WSB-TV, the discovery was recorded as the largest lake sturgeon ever caught in the state.
Oh, geez.
The species has been swimming in American and Canadian bodies of water for what scientists predict to be over 136 million years. The sturgeon that the researchers caught was 54 inches long and a whopping 24 pounds.
That's going to feed a lot of people.
If it's even edible.
Sturgeon's edible, isn't it?
At that big, though?
Oh, yeah. I'm assuming it is.
Maybe. It was caught and released they released it.
Okay, they released it. Like, hey.
In the Coosa River in Rome before the Georgia DNR put a sign up in the area labeling it as an official sighting location. Oh, so they protected it at that point.
Yeah, but does that mean... So does that mean if somebody else catches it, they have to release it?
I would think.
You're just hoping they're... I mean, I shouldn't say fishermen are honest because that's how we get fish tails, but...
That's true, yeah. In addition to this unexpected find, state researchers have also found fossils of the specific sturgeon species in the Coosa River Basin that indicate their return to the area. WSB-TV mentioned that researchers have not seen the fish in the state since the 1970s.
Oh, wow.
Factors such as pollution and harvesting of eggs for caviar are what has led to the decrease in population throughout the years. They eat caviar in Georgia?
I didn't know that. Like, when I think of Georgia, I don't think of caviar.
I don't either. Maybe there's
boiled peanuts.
Maybe they're serving it at Cracker Barrel. I have no idea. This here caviar is only $9.
This here's some country caviar.
You can eat it out on the porch in the rocking chair if you want.
We can deep fry it if you want. We'll just throw it right there in the fryer.
Deep fried caviar at the Georgia State Fair. They don't talk that fast. In an attempt to replenish the population, scientists have put tags on a few of the sturgeons that are known to exist to monitor conditions in which they thrive and what parts of the river they inhabit. We've implanted 28 fish with telemetry tags thus far and plan to implant 12 more in the coming months. University of Georgia Warnell School of Forestry and Natural Resources professor Martin J. Hamill wrote to WSB-TV. So there you go. One more story here. One more. Final one for today. I found the woman that you don't want to make the potato salad at your next picnic.
Okay.
I got it. And she's in Florida.
It gets worrisome if you eat potato salad at a picnic and you don't know where it came from.
That's right.
How long's it been sitting there?
Well, that's true. Well, some people, they cover it, they surround it in ice. That's the key.
Right.
Surround it in ice.
I'm reminded of The Office when Michael goes, "Oh, I'm glad everyone's enjoying the potato salad. Sat in the back of my car all day at work in the hot sun."
Oh, yeah. That's the one you don't want to eat. Surround it in ice, kids. That's a nice tip from me to you. A Florida woman with the world's longest locks grows her hair to 110 feet.
Oh, definitely do not want that. Because that you can't hide. Like, whose hair is this as you just continuously pull out his long hair? Can you imagine
pulling one of her hairs out of your mouth?
Oh.
And stomach and throat and intestine? Yeah. 60-year-old Asha Mandela was first awarded the record for longest locks in 2009 when her locks were measured at 19 feet and 6.5 inches. And the record holder said her hair was now reached a length of 110 feet.
How can she possibly comfortably sleep at night?
I don't know. How do you wash 110 feet of hair?
I don't know. I'm picturing Cousin It from the Addams Family. Like, that's got to be what she looks like if she doesn't style it.
Well, here.
You know what I'm talking about? Cousin It was the hairy one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The me. Yeah.
Let me show you a picture of what 110 feet of hair looks like.
Jeez.
Yeah. Don't you think at some point, now this is just me and my spirit, If I had 110 feet of hair, I'm chopping that off and giving it to Locks of Love.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. You got the record. What more do you need?
Right.
Right.
And it's got to be a hassle. Like you said, how do you wash it? How do you sleep with it?
Yeah.
Going to the bathroom's got to be hard because you got to wrap it all up, make sure it doesn't land in the toilet.
Yeah. Mandela, who lives in Claremont, said she first started growing her locks when she moved to the United States from Trinidad and Tobago more than 40 years ago. I don't like the term dreadlocks because I don't think there's anything dread about my locks, Mandela told Guinness World Records. I refer to my own hair as my royal crown of locks, or my cobra. Jeez.
So basically, they are, like from the picture, you can't really tell. Are they dreadlocked? So she doesn't brush it then. I mean, she does because you got to do stuff.
They are dreadlocked, yeah.
Yeah, so that's because you do wash dreadlocks and there's a way to take care of them, but still 100 and some feet.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's all matted together.
Yeah. Mandela says she usually carries her hair around in a cloth sling to prevent her locks from dragging on the ground or straining her neck.
I didn't even think about the weight on her neck.
Yeah, that's got to be tough on the back, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I'm ready to go to why does she call it this? When I'm ready to go into my sleep chamber with my cobra baby. Weird. I would have them tied up in a little sack and we cuddle and talk to each other.
Oh, that's as weird.
Oh, this woman has issues.
She does.
Mandela's husband, Emmanuel Chegi, a professional lock stylist from Nairobi, Kenya.
I hope he's bald. Like,
he is
perfect. He's bald.
Bald as a cue ball. Spends hours each week on maintaining Mandela's hair. Oh, that poor man. Chegi washes Mandela's hair once a week, an occasion that calls for up to 6 bottles of shampoo and ends with a 2-day process of drying.
Just stick her out in the yard at that point.
Hang her from a clothesline.
Yeah.
Mandela said she plans to continue growing her locks.
Why? She's already got the record.
Yeah. She says, I will never see or feel that there's a time I would want to cut my hair. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, wait till you're walking through a door and your hair gets caught.
I'm just saying, you know what? Yard maintenance accidents happen. The neighbor's going along with a weed whacker one day and
oops.
Whoops. Or somebody's going along with their riding lawnmower.
Or the husband just sick of it, and while he's washing it, he accidentally, oops.
That's right.
Because she could be sitting in one room. Her hair could be in another room.
What happens when the Roomba catches that thing?
Exactly.
Yeah. Roombas don't know.
She's got to have horrible split ends.
I don't know. It sounds like she's got that thing. She's got the cobra baby in a sling most of the time. I don't know, Bruiser. It sounds like there's a bit of delusion going on there. I don't know.
There is. You won. You win the internet. Don't cut it.
You win the internet. Now cut it. Guinness can't give you any more awards.
Right, exactly. What's Guinness going to do? Just keep giving you a new certificate?
Yeah, they don't do that, do they? You think they give her that on a yearly basis, or like, you in the category again? Congrats.
Let's look at everybody you're against. Oh, nobody. Here you go.
Here it is. Congratulations.
It blows my mind. Maybe we're just hair jealous because we're both going bald, or you're bald and I'm going bald.
Oh, I've been shaving for a while, my friend. I've been shaving since I was 30.
Yeah. I'm getting there.
Hold on to it while you can. I don't know that I grow it out for the next 40 years, but
I actually, during the pandemic, I went a year without cutting it because I wanted to show because I get real bad curls and my wife had never seen them. And I got to about 2 days before my birthday, and I'm like, I have to cut my hair. I have to. So I went and got a haircut.
I don't blame you.
I couldn't handle that 110 feet. Like, that's just a hassle at that point.
I had once, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I had a spiked mullet.
I did too.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I had a spike mullet.
It was spiked on top and long in the back.
Yeah.
My God.
That's coming back. Did you know that? That's the newest craze right now among young kids is they get the mullet and then they perm it like an AC Slater.
Really?
That's the new fad. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
My daughter's got some friends that have that.
I love this generation.
Yeah, they brought back the mullet and the perm and put them together.
My God. They're geniuses.
Yeah.
See, when I did it, people looked at me weird.
Yeah, we got made fun of. Well, I got made fun of early on, you know. But then when the 90s came around, I did the typical 90s bowl cut. Huh. You know, the shave underneath and long on top.
Yeah.
I had a rat tail at one point in time, too, when I got rid of the spike mullet. Yeah.
You know what I did? Okay, so as I was losing my hair, I went, God, I'm going to have to eventually shave this all off. I shaved it all off, but I left the rat tail in the back like Jesse Ventura had.
Jesse Ventura, yep.
So, and I did that until it eventually was all breaking off. And then I was like, fine, I got to shave that too.
Yeah, I think I'll do that as I get closer and closer to the baldness.
Yeah. Yep. So,
yeah,
man, I'm telling you.
It's like, coming back. Yeah, if you look it up, the mullet, the perm mullet is back.
It's like we were separated at birth. It's kind of scary. Wow. People are going to be like, you two are weird.
You know what? I bet there's a lot of our listeners that had the same haircuts we did. I bet there's a lot that had the mullet, a lot that had the bowl cut, 90s bowl cut. Yeah. You know, it's better than the man bun, is what I always say.
Yes.
I never had a man bun.
No. Couldn't do it.
You know,
couldn't do it.
Yeah. I couldn't either. And I've always, ever since I could grow facial hair, I've always had sideburns.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
I'm getting my bald spot petted by Mrs. Bruiser. Yeah.
It's kind of funny. People can't see it, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, but I've always had sideburns because my grandfather always did. And then my mother was a huge fan of Elvis. Oh, so I thought that's just what men had. Yeah. Was a man bun. Or not man bun, sideburn. So
there you go.
Now I got the full beard. And I'm not allowed to shave because my daughter would kill me.
Aw.
Oh, she loves it.
Yeah.
That's like I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed to get front teeth.
No.
Because my kids have only known me without front teeth, and so is my wife. And I have, what is that? A partial you can put in.
Yeah. Yep.
So if they make me mad, I'll put that in. And I keep threatening them all the time that I'm going to get my teeth fixed. If they keep pissing me off, I'm going to go to that dentist and get some teeth put in.
I was going to say here, I was going to surprise you with a Clear Choice deal, but with a Clear Choice sponsorship, but I guess not, huh?
No, my family would. They disown you, Tim. They would.
It's not like they own me to begin with, but I guess they're going to disown me. Oh, I guess that's not an option now, huh?
Yeah, you would become public enemy number one if you did anything to my beautiful smile.
But it'd be beautifying your smile. But
that's what I keep telling them.
Yeah.
But none of them knew me with teeth.
Huh.
They get creeped out if they look at my old high school pictures.
Really?
Because I have teeth in it. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I suppose that's going to wrap up today's show. Tell people where you're going to be here this next few weeks.
I'm going to be in Overland Park, Kansas, which is right outside Kansas City on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And then on Sunday, I'm back here in Salisbury, North Carolina. And both shows feature Arn Anderson. I'm very excited.
Really?
I'm very excited to see him again. I've seen him a couple times, but sit under his learning tree and educate myself.
Wow.
So, yeah, I can't wait. And then FTR's on Sunday. And anybody that watches wrestling nowadays knows they're number one right now. They are the guys. So it'll be fun to see them again.
FTR has had, on a few of their dates, they've had Bret Hart managing them. This isn't one of those dates, is it?
No, I think Bret is coming in November on a show that I'm doing. But not this. No, this one, it's actually they have, no, they don't have anyone in their corner.
Wow.
Arn is in Brock's corner because Brock Anderson is on the shows too.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Arn Anderson's a big inspiration. For anybody that's not familiar with the wrestling world, he is an innovator.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, there would be no stables in professional wrestling because he was the one that created the Four Horsemen. And they're the reason you have the NWO, DX, Evolution, Nexus, Freebirds, all of that. It's all because of that one little promo he said. And he held up the four fingers, and ever since then.
Yep. Wow, that's very cool. Very cool. Myself, I'm going to be at Michigan Paracon this weekend. By the way, if you're in Sault Ste. Marie or in the Michigan area, take a stop by Sault Ste. Marie. Anybody who's anybody in the paranormal is going to be at Michigan Paracon this weekend. I look forward to meeting you, saying hi, and I'll be speaking on Friday morning, 10 o'clock, with Tim Weisberg from Spooky South Coast, the Spooky South Coast podcast. Will be, and of course, the Tim Weisberg Show. He's on radio as well in the Boston area. We'll be talking about the strange, scary, and silly of paranormal media. We'll be talking about our 16 years, 32 combined.
Wow.
Of paranormal. Does
he have a real strong Boston accent?
No, actually. Well,
really?
He's got a lilt. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
But and by the way, he does announce. He ring announces in the Fall River, Massachusetts area.
Okay. So all right, that's where Malonis is a bunch of times. So I'm going to ask him if he knows him.
Yeah, ask him if he knows Tim Weisberg. He's a heavyset guy, glasses, brown hair. It's parted in the middle. But yeah, Tim Weisberg. And
we have a running joke with Bobby Cruz because he's not from Fall River. That was his high school's rival.
Really?
So the joke was we always said Bobby Cruz is from Fall River. And Bobby always said, no, there's another ring announcer from Fall River. Now I know who the other ring announcer is. This is coming full circle for me. It's a good day today.
Today's a good day. Today's a good day. So myself, Tim Weisberg, will be speaking Friday at Michigan Paracon. So come on out. Weekend passes, I believe, are still available. You can still get a hold of them. I don't know if anything's available at the door, so please go to SaultSte.Marie.com, SaultSte Marie.com or MichiganParacon.com. Get your weekend passes while you can, and we'll see you out there. On tomorrow's show, we're talking Bigfoot. Is he an ancient primate or an undiscovered human? Why is the creature seen around balls of light and other paranormal phenomena? Dr. Simeon Hine is our guest as we talk about Bigfoot on the best in paranormal podcasting, Darkness Radio. For Beer City Bruiser, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much for joining us for Supernatural News and Parashare right here on Darkness Radio.